Hi guys, how you doing? I wanted to do another video on the fundamental principles of the common point philosophy because a lot of people ask me, what is the philosophy about? Is it a religion? No, it's not. Why did you develop it? Real quick, I don't want to go too much about the history because I want to talk about the fundamentals of the philosophy, okay? Also, why do you have a flame on the cover? That is the logo for Common Point. It represents, it's a metaphor, it's a visual metaphor to represent a new beginning. Strike a match, a new beginning, a flame of possibilities. For me, when I develop Common Point for myself, and for you if you want to use it. So, the fundamental principles of Common Point, it's not a religion. It is, I developed it for myself. Real quick, some history. I developed it for myself over the years because I disdain organized religion. Personally, any religion, okay? I find it very damaging to human development. I find it very damaging for life itself, okay? Because if you look at the history of religion, all religions, including Christianity, it hasn't served a positive purpose in the last 5,000 years. It's designed for somebody to say, I'm right and you're wrong, okay? That's what religion does in its essence, in its beginning forms of any kind of religion. I'm right and you're wrong, okay? So you see it going on in the world right now where religion, it just creates wars and hatred and dissentment and division and countries fighting with each other. That's what you get with religion, no matter what religion you pick. So myself, I kicked what religion I grew up with, which was, my parents were Catholic. I kicked it to the curb because to me, it's just nothing but propaganda and bullshit. And I did a lot of soul searching over the years. What do I believe in? Everybody has to have a belief system. That's why religion is so popular among human beings, because we have to have something to believe in. But what comes first is you must believe in yourself. Because if you give of yourself to a religion or a cult or a faction or a movement or a political movement, anything, if you give of yourself, you're giving up yourself. You're giving up your own identity and your own ability to think critically, to think out of the box, to think wisely, okay? So I started analyzing. I was very young. I was in my teens. I started analyzing all this in my mind. And I go, why do religions exist? Then I had to put my thumb on it and kind of figure it out. Did all that over the years. In my early 20s, I come up with a concept, which is Common Point. Common Point, now let's get into the fundamentals of it. Fundamentally, Common Point is about connecting to source, okay? I hear you. You're saying, oh, well, is source spirit, is source soul, is source energy. Source is not spirit. Common Point philosophy is not about spirituality. It's not about your soul, okay? It's about being connected to source. Source, to back up real quick, I set the book down. In my belief system, source is an entity, okay? I cannot prove it, but I believe that there's an entity that is consistently creating life, okay? And that entity is not something out there you worship or something foreign to you or something you have to discover or worship. That entity is in everything. It's in my hand. It's in my jacket. It's in the air. It's in the lights that are on me right now. It's in the bookshelf behind me. It's in the elements, the atoms and elements of this book. Source is the life essence of everything. Everything comes from source. Source. So if everything comes from source and you can connect to it on an emotional level or a logical level or a tangible level, you can create a better life for yourself. It's not about worshiping something or following something. It's about understanding something, okay? So many religions about follow this. You don't have to understand it. Just follow it like a sheep. No. We got to get beyond that. We as a human race, we must get beyond religion. We must evolve beyond religion. If you look back over human history, thousands and thousands of years ago, primitive man, they looked up at the sky and they saw the sun or the moon or the stars, and they thought it was God, thought it was some kind of mystical thing. And they became more mystical powers, and all through history, human beings have searched for what is the reason, what is the purpose of life, what is the purpose for me? Why am I here? How did I get here? How was I created? In Common Point, it doesn't try to answer those questions. Those questions will always be out there. For you, the intelligent human being, using your intelligence to try to analyze and figure out why we are here, or why my hand works, or how life is created. We are here to try to figure that out, okay? Not go to some religion or other entity and say, okay, that's just done by God. It's God's will. No. So back to if source is in everything, there are ways to connect to source, okay? If you think of source as an entity, as a living entity that's in everything, you can connect to that entity. Also, I write in my book that I believe that we can create source, okay? How do you do that, John? Okay. If source is like an energy or an essence, you can create that. So let's say you want to feel better. You just want to feel better. You're down and out and you're not having a good day and you want to feel better. If you just literally close your eyes, and I do this practice in my book and in my teachings. If you just close your eyes, I know you say it's a meditation. It's not meditation. Meditation is something different. Just close your eyes and connect to your inner being of yourself, to your inner essence of yourself. Connect to your own source, your own life energy. When you do that, you will create positive energy. Excuse me. I gave up coffee, now I'm doing milk. Still I'm burping. But when you can connect to source on any level, on a very simple level, here's a good example. If you have a pet, I've got a pet bunny. His name is Leo. Okay, I can pet my bunny. Okay, I can feel his energy. I can feel his source. Vice versa, he can feel my source. It's just everywhere. It's an entity that's in everything and everywhere. Okay, and when you can connect to that, if you have a pet cat or a pet dog or a horse, and you just hold your cat in your arms, and you can feel its essence. It calms you. It focuses you. It brings you down to that connected level. of another living thing that can heal you, okay? That can heal you mentally and physically, okay? So these are the fundamentals of common point philosophy. There's so many things you can do with this philosophy. You can learn better. I do an example in another video about Simone Biles being on the balancing beam during the Olympics, how she connects to source in the arena. Okay? I'm going to explain it to you. It's so simple. When she is on the balancing beam, she's connected to the beam. The beam also is connected, also part of source. Her legs, her feet, her body, the atmosphere, the arena, the building, the people, the air, everything in that image has source in it. And when she's on the beam and she absorbs all that and she literally focuses on her routine, deep focused on her routine, she's pulling all that source, for lack of a word, energy into her, and she does her routine perfectly. She does it perfectly because she's connected to that essence. It's not that she is just a person on a beam, or a beam on a floor, or a floor in the building. It is all interwoven as one thing. As we are part of the earth is part of the universe. The universe is part of other universes. It's all connected. Everything in life is connected. Okay? It's all interwoven and connected. And when you can understand that, when you can grasp that, I say it right, grasp. When you grasp that understanding that we are all connected, and the smallest of ways and the most monumental of ways. When you get that, when that sinks in your head, that you realize, when you realize that, you can create an amazing life for yourself. Because it is that interconnection. It is that interconnection with everything that brings you that life, that great life you want. Okay? As in religion, it is disconnected. Okay? It is disconnected. It's saying, this is how you're going to think. This is how you're going to be. This is how you're going to live. It compartmentalizes your life. It puts you in all these pigeonholes. We're a certain faith. This is our box. We're going to live in this box. We're going to think this way. We're going to act this way. We're going to grow up. We're going to teach our children this way. It is the wrong way for us to think, because we must, as human beings, we're explorers. We want to experiment. We want to learn. We want to understand why things are happening. And when you put yourself or your mindset into a box that won't allow you to think out of a box, then you're limited. You're limited at what you can do. So that's part of the reason I developed the common point philosophy. The fundamental principles are, we are all connected to that source. We all can create that source. We all are part of that source, energy, or just source, as I call it in my book. So no matter what you want to do in your life, you want to be a great student, you want to be a great athlete, you want to be a great parent, you want to be a great teacher, if you interconnect yourself with those elements, source will be within you and you will be able to create an amazing outcome. Okay? I did another example on my other videos. I'm going to try to come up with something new here besides rehashing old examples. Let's say you want to grow a garden, a vegetable garden, tomatoes, cucumbers, corn, whatever. You want to grow a garden. That is an amazing example of life essence or source essence creating something, is a plant. As you plant the seed, you literally are planting a seed in the ground. It's like a miracle. 5 or 6 or 8 or 9 days later, you see a little boop, a little leaf pop up from whatever you planted. Is it corn or beans or tomatoes or potato or carrots? You see that little leaf pop up out of the dirt. You go, oh, wow, that's cool. That's a miracle. It is a miracle. But it's designed to do that. That source energy or that source element is in that seed. And I'm saying you can't think in the box, because if you take that seed and you just put it in a box, like a little container, like a little square box, like a matchbox, you just took the seed and you put it in a matchbox. What's going to happen? Nothing. It's going to lay there. It's going to be dried out. It's not going to do anything. But when you put it in ground, put it in the ground, put it with water, put water on it, all of a sudden this amazing thing happens called life. How does that happen? It happens because now that seed, because of what you just did, is interconnected with source. What are the sources it's interconnected to? The ground, the elements in the ground, the water, the elements in the water. And then it starts to grow. It becomes a plant. And then it connects to other sources. What's the other source it will connect to? When it pops up, light, warmth, sun, energy. All of a sudden, 3 or 4 weeks later, 3 or 4 weeks later, you have a plant. You have corn growing. It's actually growing because of all these elements that are there because of source. I hope this makes sense. Because if you were in a box, I don't want you to live in a box. People that live in a box have limited opportunities. People that live in a box of oppression, being told how to think, told how to live, told how to connect to the universe, or connect to God, or connect to whatever you want to think is out there. Those concepts hold you down. They hold you back. I'm probably going to get something out there that's very religious. Well, I just hand it to God. Good luck with that. You can do that. I talk about in another video, a tornado goes through Kansas, right down the middle of the road of Main Street. The left side of Main Street's totally destroyed. The right side of Main Street, completely intact. Half the city is still there. And you still look at something, by the grace of God, my half of the town was saved. Yeah, you believe that. It's just the odds. It's just odds. It's just the odds that happened that way. It has nothing to do with God or a God. Okay? So, the fundamental principles of Common Point is this. Find a way. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm going to keep it simple as possible. Find a way to connect to life essence. Walk in the park. Pet a cat. Get a pet. Here's another simple example I will prove to you without a doubt that source exists. That energy essence exists. How, John? Go up to your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your child, even your pet. Well, maybe not your pet. Can't really hug your pet. Go up to your significant other, whoever you know, even if it's a coworker at work that you're friendly with, close enough to be able to hug them. Take your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your daughter, your son. Take 2 minutes. Don't do a quick hug and just walk away. Have a timer. Set the timer on the stove. Or look at your watch. Take your daughter, take your wife, your husband, and hold them tightly, close to you. A hug, a long hug, a 2-minute hug. And while you're doing that, shut your mind off. Don't talk to them. Don't talk about the day. Don't talk about your problems. Don't think about the day. Just focus on you hugging that person. Just feel that energy between the two of you. Feel that life essence between the two of you. And as the longer you hug, do it as long as you can, at least for 2 minutes. Just hold that person. Hold that person. Hold that person for 2 minutes. And you will all of a sudden realize you will feel that energy from them. They will feel that energy from you. And that energy combined is source. That's the best way I can describe it. That energy that you are creating or that you're bringing into you, both of you, is source energy. It's not soul. It's not spirit. It's not God. It's none of that religious bullshit. It's just an essence that's in everything in the universe. That's the basic, simplest way I can explain the common point philosophy. Within the common point philosophy, you can connect to that essence and create anything you can think of. A better life, a better relationship, find a better job, buy a dream house you want, get better health, heal yourself. In so many ways, it's endless of what you can do when you connect to that essence of our universe. Okay? But first, you got to understand. You have to let go. You have to let go of the luggage. I'm not here to try to convert you. Only you can do that. I'm not here to try to convince you to believe in me. It's not about me. It's about the philosophy. It's not about me. It's about the philosophy. Okay? But in order to truly connect to this, you must get out of the box. You must escape from the box of oppression, the box of religion, the box of negativity, the box of control, the box of manipulation. You must get out of that box. That's the first step. And you can start with baby steps, with hugging somebody you love and feeling that, okay? Another way, really easy way you can get out of that box is go outside. Walk in a park. Walk among trees, foliage, nature. Just spend time in nature and you will start to feel that essence, that source energy around you. And when you can feel that around you, you start taking it into you, into your own being. Even if it's simple as looking at a tree and seeing a squirrel in a tree. Just focus on that squirrel. Think about that amazing little life that you're looking at. Just think of that. Don't think about how it was made, who made it, why it's made, why it's there, all this luggage. Just think about when you look at a bird or a squirrel, if you're walking in the park, how amazing that is. And don't get pulled back into that square box. I've got to believe this way to explain that. That, whatever you're looking at, will explain itself when you accept it as being part of the source. I'll repeat that. Don't stay in your box.